Why does the narcissist go back to their ex-primary supply? Hello lovelies, welcome to narcfreeformula. My name's Freedom, thank you for joining me. So today's episode is actually about a message that I was sent from a viewer who, I'll read the message and then I'll answer it because I thought it was interesting. So she asks, do they care if they already had a primary source before, during and after you? My situation was a complicated, manipulative, lying mess. I loved him with every fibre of my being, and when I finally figured out the real truth, I exposed him, left him and went no contact. It's been 2 months. He called a couple of times but I didn't answer, and even though the verbal and emotional abuse was absolutely insane, I still miss him and I still love him so deeply. I'm dying and he seems like he is and will be perfectly happy and fine with her or whoever. I'm so lost, I can't cope. All I can do is ruminate and cry. It's literally hell. Can anyone help? So, look, darling, the first thing is you don't even realize just how much you've dodged a bullet. One day you're going to realize that. The reality is, with the narcissist, they will go where there is the most supply, so the most fuel, and the easiest route to get it. So those two kind of factors really play out with the narcissist. They don't like to expend energy. They don't like to have to work too hard for things. They want, they want something that gives them lots of fuel. And if they had primary supply when you first connected with them, we'll put it that way, when you first kind of came into their spheres, if they had primary supply, so if they already had a partner, and I use that word so loosely in the context of narcissists, so that would have made you secondary supply. However, at some point you became the new supply. So at some point he decided to switch you out with his primary source of supply. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out. By the sounds of it, you, if I'm correct, it sounds like you were the one to expose him, block him, go no contact. Now, let's just really get into the narcissist mind. What do you think he was going to do? Of course, he was going to say to himself, oh, well, I've made a bit of a mistake. The supply that I had before was so much better. What was I thinking? So he's going to go back. He's going to go back to where the fuel that he knows, because there's, everyone has their own different types of fuel. And by that, I mean, everyone has different tastes, and the narcissist is no different from anyone else. So, they might like, for example, the way one person, laughs at all their jokes, thinks that they're a genius. They might like the way another person, sexes them, another person feeds them, looks after them, just does everything for them. So narcissists have needs. They have wants and needs. Above all of those things is the want and desire for fuel. So everyone has different type of fuel. I imagine it like being perfume. We all have our different brand of perfume. So obviously he's been there before. So he knows and likes that particular brand of perfume. He thought he'd give you a go. You woke up to him really quickly. And now, like I said, he's only got 2 options really. Also, he's got 3 options. One, he could have gone, if he had new supply lined up, he could have jumped ship and got another woman involved. But by the sounds of it, he didn't have that. So he had to backtrack. I mean, he's got to, in his mind, he's got to have someone servicing those needs. He's got to have someone fueling him. He can't regulate his own levels. He needs, this is like an addiction. So of course he's going to jump back to the primary supply that he had before you. It doesn't mean that they're happy. It doesn't mean that it's going to last. It doesn't mean that it's a good thing. In fact, the reality is, I mean, they might be putting on the best kind of public face. They might be posting a whole lot of stuff on social media, so you think they're really happy. But if he's cheated on her, I guarantee, no matter how much she wants to believe he won't do it again, as soon as he's late from work, her brain's going to start ticking. As soon as, you know, he comes home and she noticed that his shirt's got something on it that maybe is a little bit lipstick looking, she's going to be paranoid. She's going to be, you know, watching him, and then he's going to get annoyed with that. He's not going to like that. He's not going to like being questioned. He's not going to like being watched and being controlled. So that is not going to be happy for any period of time. That is not what happiness looks like. So you've dodged a bullet. Like I said, you don't realize it, but this is, you know, this is what narcs do. They always have to have someone servicing their needs. And if their new supply doesn't work out, of course they're going to go back to the former supply. They will quite literally forget everything bad that they said about the former supply, and they will re-idealize that person. They'll put them back on a pedestal. You know, they'll do the whole, you know, we've been through troubles together, but we've made it through because this is what real love is. You know, our love was tested. It's all just a lie. They're lying to themselves. They're lying to, you know, the new supply, and essentially they're lying to each other. Sorry, the primary supply. They're just lying to themselves and each other. It's not love. It's not reliable. And you, my darling, like I said, have the chance to be free from that. So count your blessings. There's a video here I'm going to link, and it's about old versus new supply. All right, lovelies. Thanks for watching. Bye.